Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on this Friday. It's really quiet here. Not a creature was stirring, not even a criminal. But it's Friday, and they rear their ugly heads over the weekends. They work overtime Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to tell you that it is a beautiful day right now. The sun is going down a little bit, so it's not as warm, not as hot as it's been. Oh, there goes my girl. So here we have a sunflower. And the criminals, yes, they have been destroying all of my berries. I will show you. But before I do, please hit the thumbs up. I want to show you some Zerzetzung on my vintage enamel basins. I showed you this one previously, but I emptied it. I cleaned it out so you can really get a good look at it. So obviously this is not naturally occurring. This is deliberate. And wait till I show you the underneath side, folks. Let me show you. So you could tell that they hammered it because you see it's bowed on the bottom. They scratched the entire bottom. This was spanking clean, new, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when I took it out of that building a year and a half ago. And this is what they did to it. This is not new. This has been at least 6 months that they've created this disaster. Now this was brand new. Also taken out of the same building. The former owner was meticulous and everything he had was in perfect condition. So this was white and the criminals started denting it. You can see here to the base metal. And this is inside the chicken coop, and you see what they did here? They punctured a hole in it here, a hole in it here, everything here. And this was also in mint condition. Here's another one, folks. This was also in mint condition, and this is what they did here. And just so you know, I'm going to be sending all of these photos to the sheriff and Daniel Cameron, our Attorney General. And here you go, folks. This is the bottom. You can see this is all deliberate. It's all deliberate. And how about this one? This one's quite a work of art. It almost looks like a spider web. Right? There's their 1, 2, 3. They love to do something 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Here, look. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And here is like their little monster lines. You know that drink, the monster drink? This is what they do. And please, folks, don't tell me that they're not Luciferian Satanists. These are sick people. Yeah. This is what they do to the base metal. This is not the only thing that they did. Now, this was actually, I just took this out a couple of months ago. And this was in beautiful condition. And then again, to the base metal. Check it out, folks. Look. 1, 2, 3. At little X's. And then they did this one also. What do you have to say for yourself? They love to talk. But anyway, I wanted to read to you. Please, you're not going to attack me right now, are you? Say hi. Say hi, girlie. Say, what is your name? Say, my name is Venus. They murdered my sister when she was only 1.5 years old, right? Did they kill your sister? But I wanted to review, I hope you hit the thumbs up. I wanted to review some information, some questions and answers from Quora, that group Quora, Quora. And one of the questions was, when gang stalked, is the targeted person in trouble? Now, I have to say that the person who responded to this is no longer with us. She died about 1.5 years ago. Very suspicious. Her name is Andrea Holman, Holleman, and I have spoken to her, or I should say I have corresponded with her in the past. She says, you mean the TI, targeted individual, did something wrong? Absolutely not. All TIs are mostly innocent individuals with no criminal records. We have no affiliation with, let me just hit them. We have no affiliation with, I'm sorry, folks. We have no affiliation with terrorist groups or organizations. In turn, we pissed off a worthless narcissist that has some power or knows someone who has power, which is normally the police or government official. Or I'm going to add to that, some crappy lawyer or judge, a lawyer that knows a judge. TIs are on the federal terrorist watch list. This means that our federal government can do domestic terrorism on their own people. The U.S. Patriot Act, the dumbest act ever to be written in the world by corrupt presidents. That would be the last 4 presidents. No, this is not Donald Trump's doing. The 4 before him, I don't like him either, but he at least tried to get the federal government to stop targeting innocent people. We all know the federal government targeted him. Well, the FBI did, which is part of the federal government. Now, this was written 2 years ago, folks. 2 years ago. Now, the TI in trouble? Yes, absolutely. The targeted person is in trouble. Our lives are in danger every minute of every day. We are not allowed to get help from anyone or any entity. We are on our own. Anyone who helps us will become targeted. Can you say we got the shaft end of the stick? I sure can. So you tell me, is a targeted individual that is being gang stalked by the federal government in trouble? That was her answer, folks. Now, I've got another one I'd like to read to you. I'd like to hear your questions and comments about that one. So now here's the next question. What do gang stalkers, who are your neighbors, do to see inside your house so that they may harass you by blatantly doing things that ensure they are able to see in your house? Well, before I answer this question, folks, what the response is, I'm going to tell you about my neighbors. One of my neighbors installs smart meters for a living. He has a background in electronics, an electrician. My other neighbor actually works for, I can't say the name of the company. He works for the internet company. So when my internet goes out, just suddenly, and maybe I'm the only one and it flickers at 2 o'clock in the morning, guess who's responsible? Okay, so let me answer the question here for you. So what do gang stalkers, who are your neighbors, do to see inside your house so that they may harass you by blatantly doing things that ensure that they're able to see in your house? And before I read the comments, I'm going to say it out loud. I do not consent, and you do not have my permission to record, videotape, surveil, eavesdrop, through-the-wall radar, remote neural monitor, pinhole cameras, Wi-Fi jammers. You don't have my permission. So the answer is they have technology, high-end technology, military-based type stuff that can see through your walls from 100 feet or more away. Heat sensory devices can track your every move inside a building or structure. And something called a stingray, which is a little different. That's gauged more off of cell phones and towers. And my collective thoughts are, why? How sick and twisted are these losers? But I also believe that they may plant hidden cameras inside your home that are impossible to find. Let me continue here. I wouldn't put anything past these low-life punks. They have no morals or ethics or character whatsoever. When you realize the worthless scum you're dealing with, neighbors who wouldn't have thought, then anything goes. There are no rules to this BS game that these piles of shit play. That's not my response, folks. That is the response by somebody who posted just a couple of weeks ago in May. So I look forward to your questions and comments. I'm sure there are other methods that these losers use. I know that Wi-Fi jammers are being used on my house. I've documented it so many times. And when I walk out of my house, a lot of times, I mean, you know how it goes. There's somebody just miraculously driving down the road at this country road. And not one person. You've got the head car, and then you've got the one following them, monitoring your response to them. And while you're watching them, there's somebody behind your back running in and out of your house. So that's what they do, folks. And I appreciate your comments on the last video I posted. And I apologize to anybody who has an apartment that is experiencing this also. I was under the impression that if you rented, that you didn't experience half of the stuff that I've been experiencing here. But there are some people who are renting that experience a lot of damage. And what happens is, then you're responsible for it. I would imagine that the landlord or super, the owner of the rental, would hold you accountable for the damage, thinking that you did it. They might even hold your security deposit. Now, when you own property, you're responsible for caring for it. So if some idiot burns holes in my grass because they're using Roundup chemicals, that's not going to grow back. I'm the one that's responsible for paying for the remediation. If somebody's cutting down my trees and burning them, I'm the one that's responsible to hire somebody to cut them down and stack them. And then, of course, I've got a hole where trees are supposed to be. Like here. I can't tell you how many trees have come down since I lived here in 4 years. I don't know anybody else around here that has had so many trees just miraculously rot away and fall as I have. But they create these problems because they want you to spend money and cause chaos, because narcissists are addicted to chaos. They thrive on it. That's why they all act up around the holidays. They get off on it. Not only are they addicted to chaos, but they are addicted to the target. That's why they got to watch you all the time. I mean, imagine if they actually did something else for a living. I don't have an interest in watching what other people do. I'm too busy taking care of my own stuff. And that is what has made me very successful in my lifetime. I've created business after business after business. And yeah, other people have been jealous, just the way they've been jealous of you. I've spoken to so many of you guys who have created stuff, artists, actual builders, parents, just like me. And they just go after everybody. And yes, they do go after the elderly. They do go after the elderly in nursing homes. They try to set you up, give you some kind of a fake mental illness because, yeah, they're all in on it. They're all the little greedy pockets, their hands are out. But I guess when the government or the local government has some really juicy stuff on the local people, they can be very easily bribed or threatened with exposure. Right, folks? And if not, they can certainly make stuff up the way they do with us. Right? So those are the two questions and answers. There was something else I wanted to let's see if I could find it, folks. But how are you guys doing today? What's the weather like by you guys? I'm juggling here between two phones. I finally got some stuff. I cleared up some. Let's see, where is it? Okay. Okay, here was a question that I recently answered. I'm so bad sometimes, guys. How can law enforcement agencies and mental health professionals work together? Wait. Oh, wait. Work together to identify individuals who pose a risk to public safety due to mental health issues. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what my answer was to that. I couldn't resist, folks. I was just getting real itchy about this. First, this is my answer. First, law enforcement should fight crime and not get involved with mental health issues because it is clear to me that both law enforcement and mental health workers are incentivized to create problems, falsely label, misdiagnose, and diagnose people. There should be no relationship between the two. In fact, since their jobs are so quote unquote stressful, law enforcement should undergo a quote unquote mental health exam annually to rule out behaviors that could negatively impact their ability to work with the public, let alone, let's say, a teen who is merely temporarily feeling depressed due to a breakup or a job loss. Law enforcement should also be drug tested for use of narcotics, steroids, alcohol, and other substances that could increase aggression, lower inhibitions, and cause them to overreact. So that was my answer to that question, folks. So what would your answer be to the question, how can law enforcement agencies and mental health professionals work together to identify individuals who may pose a risk to public safety due to mental health issues? I am looking so forward to hearing your answers to this question. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. And my guinea is talking to somebody over there. Oh, Guinea's alerting me to a perpetrator. Thank you, baby. I hope y'all heard me. I was speaking loud enough for everybody to hear me. But anyway, oh, here's a little work of art by the criminals. Let me show you here on this post. What do you think of that, guys? Are they like trying to create like a totem pole or something? Look. This is what the losers do. Yeah, this is what they do, folks. This is what the criminals do. Yep. Oh, and they love crescent moons for some reason. They cut out little crescent moons. Let me show you. This is my lamp, my light. So they cut out that little crescent moon over there, and then they cut one out on the cat's building here. I'll just take a quick run over here. 1 second, guys. So this is a pattern, okay? This is demonstrating a pattern. Yes, and this is a psychological abuse. It's a psyop. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. This is what it looks like here this time of the night. The babies, oh, they're being on such good behavior. Let me zoom in here so you can see them. And these two here, I think they're parents. I think they're like a male and a female. Because that one there, the white one, when I go over there, starts attacking me. But I'm going to sign off for now. I hope everybody's having a good Friday night. And I will talk to you soon.